Hey, how's it going? I am Oliver Ackerman from A Place to Bury Strangers, and this is our new album, Synthesizer, which is a synthesizer. I guess originally I was thinking that like just a circuit board itself just like looks so cool. It'd be such like an awesome object to be like a vinyl cover. And then since we'd been building tons of synthesizers and all these sort of different things, it was the perfect time to just make it all really kind of like come together and then have a real reason. We'd finally kind of been developing some things which were turning like guitars into oscillators and these kind of like drum machines and stuff. So there was enough of these wacky ideas that we could like throw all into one thing. And then it wouldn't just be like a fancy looking cover, but it would also be something that functioned as an instrument for whoever wanted to do it. And then once we came up with that concept, it was like, we've got to record this on every track of the record because how cool would that be if you can play the songs or whatever with the synthesizer, sort of. So it's like it's got a few different things. It's got like multiple different oscillators, and the guitar can interact with those oscillators. It has also a like drum trigger where you can pad into it or have a drum trigger these oscillators. It's got delay that you can oscillate with feedback. So it's like lots of these different. There's lots of the things where just noise tracks. There's other things where it's like augmenting drums or playing drum sounds, and yeah, some of this stuff, it's just it sounds like an explosion or a train or something like that, but it's a synthesizer. It's all the same. You know what I mean? Building a synthesizer or a pedal is the exact same thing. All of these different things are just ways to manipulate sound waves and stuff. So, I mean, that's even what a lot of electronics are for all sorts of stuff, for like camera equipment and everything is just different types of waves and how you can manipulate them, how you can capture them, what you can do with these things. And so, the most basic synthesizers are the same as basic pedals, and these things kind of get more complicated as you dive into different technologies. And, we designed this one to be something that where people could actually build it, so you didn't have to have like programming knowledge or some other crazy, weird stuff. But yeah. Yeah, good luck. It's basically we sell like a parts kit from Death by Audio, but you have to either get all these parts and then be able to solder them all in. And so you have to have some technical ability to like have built some kits successfully. You don't want this to be your first kit. It's kind of complicated. But also a lot of this stuff will function even if you don't get the whole thing to work. And so, maybe you'll make a broken synthesizer, or it'll be your own version of the thing or something, and that could be kind of cool too. It sounds pretty insane, so it's not even your typical synthesizer, I guess. Totally, yeah. We always do this kind of stuff. It's like you just get kind of interested in different technologies and different things that are going on. There's like little bits from this like Coron drum synthesizer that we really like that we built some clones like a long, long time ago for some people. There's some other little bits of things. These are just like, simple delay circuits and whatnot from some of, I don't know, some of these schematics and ideas. It's like some of this stuff are common circuits and whatnot, but it's just sort of what you do with all of these different things. And, we've been doing this stuff for so long. We know how to manipulate all this stuff and make these things do what you want to do. And then you take ideas like these things, the switching things, which routes where all the different like VCAs and LFOs and stuff are going. This was like, I took from an idea from a photo I saw of this one synthesizer. I was like, oh, it's such a cool idea, where it's kind of like patching all these things together. So who knows what that synthesizer did with that, but this is, that. Yeah, we recorded the record. It's mostly at this like warehouse space that we have that's in Queens. A little bit was recorded at my house in Brooklyn. And it's just kind of a combination of all that. We have this space that we built in this like real fucked up warehouse, and it's so we can make all the noise we want to at any time of the day or night. And it's just like a lot of this stuff, the songs were written as we were recording them, and then written more and changed and manipulated and chopped up and turned into kind of what it was. And yeah, but it's all kind of like songs about, us all kind of coming together as a group and excited about the future, as fucked up as that is. I think that there's something that I kind of like learned at some point where like it's really is about the energy that you're kind of giving off in these moments. Like, if you're kind of like excited and thrilled or feel scared or it's kind of dangerous or you're really kind of going for it, that really gets captured and translates like somehow in some other wave that's like quivering along with the whole vibe of the record. And so you have to really get yourself in these kind of head spaces, which, where, this is this moment that you get to do this, or you're up really late hours in the night and you're beating your head against a wall and finally you make a breakthrough or something. Because if you're just like sitting in a chair in front of your computer, bored, recording music, it like translates and sounds like that. So you kind of got to figure out something to make it thrilling. I mean, sometimes we'll even turn on crazy lights and stuff, just to make it be, you get in the moment of like what's actually happening. And yeah, it's kind of like when there's something that's kind of like pushing back on you, is when you create sounds that are like really otherworldly and kind of cool and fucked up. Yeah, so at that time, I think it started in like 2002, and I was kind of, I'd been building a lot of effects and building all this sorts of stuff myself. And I really just, it was like a cash grab. I just wanted to make some money real quick. I wanted to go on this, I was living in this warehouse totally free. And I wanted to go on this vacation with a girlfriend and go backpack around Europe for a month. And I wasn't making any money, so this was my idea where I was like, oh, I could make some money real quick. I'd been doing like web design work and all sorts of things, so I kind of just made a crazy website. I thought Death by Audio sounded cool. The first pedal was Total Sonic Annihilation, which was like a forced feedback loop, which nobody had ever really like come out with before. So I was like, oh, this is a cool thing that maybe we'll get some sort of buzz and excite some people. And was really in with like the noise music and stuff that I was into at the time. And so, yeah, and then I made, sold some of those units, made some money, and then went on that trip and didn't really kind of think of it too much more. And then people were keeping on ordering these effects. And then I was like, oh, I started making some other things and selling those things. And it's just, same kind of thing as I was just mentioning about like the recording process and how the band's gone. It's like, it just slowly has evolved. I don't know, I love working on stuff, so would always be building things. Used to build like anything they wanted ever. That was a great like learning tool. Like someone would want some crazy flanger delay thing, wah pedal, and I'd be like, sure, I can build that. I usually don't listen to what other people are requesting. It's definitely like, there's interest in like technologies and things where you're like, oh, I wonder how this stuff works, or what's the possibilities of this technology, or, what can you do with these different processes, or, what's other ways to create these kinds of sounds, mixed with, like your aesthetic of what you really like. And that's really what designing any of this stuff is kind of like you're curating what these sounds are going to be. And especially when you get to be the place, you know, where we are with Death by Audio, where it's like you can build anything you could possibly imagine. You know what I mean? So it's just sort of like now it's about like what is it that how do you want to build something that interacts with someone in some particular way? And then I mean, you know, you don't have all the time in the world, so you need to fix what you want to focus on. But you know, it's just like let's try to make something that's unique and different and crazy and does these cool things and gets like interacts with the human body in a particular way. Just sort of maybe make artists and people, you know, I don't know, be more exciting. I don't know. I mean, we're always doing that. You know, I think that's kind of always what the case of what it seems like we're doing with music. You know, I mean, people call us derivative and stuff like that, and I get those things too. I mean, everyone's got influences. And then, you know, same thing with all of the products that we're always coming out with. Like at the time when we've created them, they always seem like it's like the next kind of innovative, crazy sort of thing. And like, I don't think anyone's made like such a like fucked up kind of in a way stupid noise synthesizer as this. You know, so I think that like this again is like pushing the boundaries, and hopefully we'll get some people to kind of make some more crazy, creative, kind of like funky, interactive things, you know, which I think is kind of cool. Like, you know, it's sometimes, you know, you'll be designing something and you want it to be like clear intention. Like, I know how to manipulate this. Like the design of the graphics and everything gears and pushes you to be able to like think of an idea and then craft it. This is more something where you're like good, you know, this insane, crazy good luck weaving your way around here and discovering the sounds you want. It's like, even when I do this demo, I have no idea what's going to happen, you know, so we'll see. I don't know. I think it's like it makes it easier, but that's not necessarily a good thing. You know, I think even something which really helped with the longevity of this band and even Death by Audio and this stuff is because it's like we're not a band that everybody wants to listen to. You know, we're not a band that's would be a good suggestion to just suggest someone off the street to go listen to or to go to the show. It's like a terrifying show. You know, it's like the music is freaking offensive, louder than the other stuff you're going to listen to, frequencies that are probably painful for a lot of people, but for the people who get this stuff and like it, I think that's really cool. And you know, and it is something that's pure and coming from us, and you know, that I think has made it be so the growth is like slow, you know, and it kind of keeps it be where it's like if we really want to do something, you have to do it with intention, you know. And so I think that yeah, I don't know, makes it, you know, you kind of like you put the work into it and, you know, you get 5% return, and that's life.